Alright guys, so in today's video, well, it was actually yesterday's video, I was going to have an awesome step-by-step video on how to install a water heater, and I don't think I've done that on my channel since I started it about a year and 4 months ago, 5 months ago, whatever it was. But I think I approach installs like this a little bit differently than most guys, and I think I take the extra care to make sure that things are overdone, which I try to do every time I can. But I couldn't get any video today because it was an older couple that, for one, they didn't really want video around their house, and two, the old guy, he was hands-on. He was right next to me step by step, so it just wasn't conducive to making a video. But I'm going to go ahead and put this together for you the best I can and show you how I install the water heater. And I got some really good tips and tricks for you on water heater installations that a lot of guys don't do. They hack and slash, you know. Mr. John Phillips, God bless him, but the guy's working with CPVC, and I just don't respect that. And what I don't really respect is when I go to replace a water heater and the valve, like the cold side valve, is loose in the wall, the hot side is loose because they ran PEX in there and they didn't support anything, and everything's just flipping and flopping, spinning, whatever. It's kind of a joke. And you know, I understand running PEX in these houses, it makes everything more efficient, and it's cheaper because there's a lot less labor. But I really think if you're going to have water lines coming out of a wall, you need to have a secured copper soldered connection somehow that is stable and clamped, because there's just going to be problems. So on this water heater installation, they had PEX coming out of the wall, and everything was moving and flipping and flopping. And I tried to fix everything up the best I could, but it is a water heater install, which I don't make a ton of money on, and I had to be efficient with it. But anyway, enjoy the video. I'm gonna show you the finer points of the things that I do when I install a water heater, and I hopefully it translates on the video. I'm hoping to go back to the house and show you guys the installation and the extra things I do for customers. And then I also which I will mention later in this video, I'm going to show you guys the heat pump I installed for them about 3 years ago, which I'm proud of. It's when I was still installing the ream. They've been happy with it, and I think I did a nice job on it, and I hope you think so too. So enjoy the video. Gotta love the high desert, and gotta love this time of night when all these huge clouds start bursting. We haven't had any good thunderstorms tonight, but man, it's beautiful to watch, beautiful to see. Beautiful night. Yeah, I geek out about this stuff. All right, yeah, the shop's a mess. I don't want to talk about it. But let me show you the aftermath here of today's project. Mess, of course. But I got the old water heater in here. So what I want to do is not just show you guys the aftermath of this. I want to show you a couple key points if you decide you want to install water heaters. A couple things that you really need to do, and a couple things to avoid. So let's get on with it. Yes, it's a mess. It's a 50-gallon electric replaced with a 50-gallon electric, like I said. Fun stuff. One-man band life. An HVAC guy that does a little bit of everything. I'm not just an HVAC, I'm not a tin knocker, so never call me one. So I picked up this M18 little air pump. Accepts a Milwaukee M18 battery. Really badass pump. It'll pump up the tires in your truck, your work truck, real quick. But we're not here to talk about air pumps. So why did I buy this if I'm just installing a water heater? Does anybody know? Well, I'll tell you. Hold on a second. And guys, I'm just going to take another break here to show you how cool these clouds are. Why is that not zooming? Oh, there we go. Zoom out. There you go. Got some cool clouds out here tonight. It's been storming off to the east of me, but yeah, we get some cool. I know that probably looks normal to you guys in the Midwest. It probably doesn't even look that cool. It looks cool to me. It's beautiful. All right, so here's a little contraption I put together this morning because I haven't done a water heater in a while, and it goes up to 100 psi. In some city areas, you might need a higher gauge than this. You might need to get 150 or 200 psi gauge. But I put this together, so I got it's a half-inch NPT, or no, sorry, 3/8 NPT that upsizes to a half. I got a coupling, and then it goes half to a hose bib, a water spigot fitting. So why would you need this if you're just installing a water heater? Well, let me tell you. All right, so the water heater I installed today was an electric, so this doesn't pertain, but I want to go over this again with you real quick because I'm tired of seeing it. The plumbers do not listen in my area, and they think it's okay to install drip legs the improper way. They install it this way, okay? Let's put a Ghostbuster sign around this. So they put the T in the horizontal position, and the gas is just going to run right through. Any sediment is going to get into your appliance, okay? It needs to go this way. Shut off valve, change of direction. Your cap's going to go there. You have 4-inch drip leg, so sediment drops in. It's going to hit the back of that fitting and drop down and go into your appliance. I'm so tired of clogged up gas valves and gummed up gas valves because plumbers around here do not install the gas pipe properly. All right, rant over on that. Let's get to the point of my air pump. All right, so here we have our beautiful water heater install, okay? So here's the big issue with these being installed wrong and not set up properly, okay? So you have a relief valve coming off. You have your hot line coming in. I'm sorry, you got your cold line coming in, you got your hot line coming out, okay? So your city water has what's called a backflow preventer on it, okay? So once they give you the water into your house, I don't know why, oh, because my hand's there, why it was going blurry. But once they give you the water, they don't want it back. So they have a backflow preventer. A simple way of calling it a check valve. The water's going to flow this way and it'll never go back, okay? The city does not want it back. So what happens? What happens if your tank builds up pressure? What's the first thing that's going to happen if you do not have a properly installed expansion tank? Well, your relief valve set at a certain pressure, and usually a lot lower than your tank pressure. So what's going to happen is it's going to come out that, and you're going to end up not only are you spending money on water getting wasted, it's dripping, but it might be installed somewhere in a garage or something. Maybe you got some cardboard boxes on the ground. It's going to cause damage, and it's going to leak, and it's going to drive you nuts, blah, blah, blah. So what I've seen a lot on the installs that good plumbers do in the area is, here, let's put that out a little bit. What, professional plumbers do is they install expansion tanks on there, which takes up that excess pressure, so your relief valve does not go and hit the ground and cause people, they know there's something wrong, okay? So how do we solve that issue? So the first thing we do is we install an expansion tank. Well, these awesome plumbers in my area install them this way. Well, what happens is it's never going to work properly because air will collect inside of that expansion tank, and it'll never read the right PSI. It's worthless. So what will happen is you will still get your relief valve tripping even though you have an expansion tank. So what you need to do is make it so it points down, okay? Your port here where you pressurize it. Now that's another thing. They just install these. They don't check the city water pressure. Or sorry, the customer's water pressure in their house, okay? So what happens is they have issues because this was never set up properly, so it's worthless. It's basically just a paperweight sitting there, and the relief valve kicks off anyway. Or worse, what if the relief valve fails and then you got a problem with pressurization in your tank? It can mess your pipes up. All kinds of bad things can happen because the city does not want your water back. So let's get back to that fitting that I made, and let me tell you why I used an air pump on a simple water heater install that turned into 3 hours because I did everything properly. All right, guys. So this video is getting put together pretty quick, so I'm sorry if it's a little jumbled. But when I do this stuff, I never accept a project that I can't handle, and I never accept a project that I cannot exceed the customer's expectations. Okay, everything I do 100%. And you know, if somebody wants me to come install a water heater, I go above and beyond and make sure it's up to code. I make sure it's safe, and I do some extra things for them, pretty it up, and make sure that they don't forget. This is an old couple that I installed a whole heat pump system for a couple years ago. They called me back because they knew they wanted this done right, and I do my homework, and I make sure that every job I do is done to spec. So let's grab this guy here. So I showed you this. This is the fitting that I screw onto the a hose bib outside or something on the customer's house. So what I tell them to do is I tell them to make sure to turn on all your cold water in the house, pressurize all the lines, make sure we have full water pressure. I plug this in. So today they had 81 psi. So what you want to do is you want to pump up your expansion tank to that same pressure. Okay, so the reason I have that Milwaukee M18 pump is because I wanted to make sure we pressurize that expansion tank. So when I took it out and I put my pump on it, it was at 74. That wouldn't work. That's not going to do you any good, okay? It's a worthless expansion tank. You're still going to have issues. If there is an issue with pressurization of the system, it's gonna make your relief valve drip, or you might have some other issues that pressurizing somewhere in the house. So what you want to do is you want to check your incoming water pressure in the house and match that to your expansion tank. So you're going to take your air pump, you're going to pump up the expansion tank to that same PSI. That way, if it goes above that, the expansion tank will take that excess pressure. So that's the way I was taught how to do it, so that's how I do it. And you know, I also did earthquake straps, which is required here in Oregon. We're in the ring of fire over here. We will have earthquakes. Sorry, there's flies out here again. We will have earthquakes periodically. If a bad one happens, you don't want that tank falling down. You're gonna have bigger issues. So it's all about, it's code. So let's do it. So earthquake straps, I did you know, the proper new flexes. I like to do the stainless steel ones because they bend easier. The copper flexes are okay as long as you're not doing too tight of a bend. They tend to kink. And then the expansion tank that I pressurized properly and made sure the customer was happy. So you know, if you guys have any questions about water heaters, or if you have any comments about anything I've said, I'm open to it. Oh, and I also want to show you, I always tape and dope. That's an old Navy pipe fitters thing. Dope by itself is good. Tape by itself is good. Both together is better. So I wish I might go back there in the next couple days. I'm going to ask the homeowner if I can take some video and show them my installation. And it was before I was doing YouTube. I can show you guys my old Rheem heat pump installation that I did there, probably about 3 years ago. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. You know, I'm not just a tin knocker. If somebody calls me a tin knocker, I want to punch them in the face, because I grew up in construction. I know a lot of stuff. I can basically build a house from ground up if I needed to. And you know, I don't like anybody being stereotyped or typecast into one trade, because I think if we just use our brains, especially with all the information out there today, we should be able to do more than what our supposed job title is. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one.